Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today we are going a little further back in the videos, and this one is courtesy of Slippy in the Tier 9 Roon. This is one of the first videos I received at the start of 0.6.1, and just because of the flow of content I'd received, I actually had a bunch of Roon videos at the time, so I didn't want to feature another one. So I've held on to it because it is a very good game, despite the maybe questionable thing he does to start this. Now, he looks at that Qckslvrslash, notices his turrets have turned. He's loaded in, but he's not here. So, he decides he's pushing this Qckslvrslash into battle one way or another. And I'm guessing he's done this a time or two before because he seems to have figured out exactly how to pin the Qckslvrslash against him to keep the ship pushing forward. And, well, yeah, doing stuff like this is a little questionable. You know the Qckslvrslash has to be here because his turrets are now coming around the other way. So I'm guessing he's loaded by now and probably wondering what the heck's going on. But if you look, his propellers are still stopped, so you know, maybe Slippy's just seen too many AFK players in games that he's just fed up with it. But either way, the deed is done. They both took about 170 damage, and well, not much more you can say about it. And fortunately, now there's some enemies to focus on, so whatever this Yugi is doing back there, who's once again stopped, well, he'll probably wonder how he got a little further forward. So right off the bat, the first target I'm interested in, personally, would be this Atlanta. And the Roon's got AP loaded, Slippy knows what he's doing, he lines the shot up and fires. And unfortunately, I don't think his aim was the best on it, and he kind of winds up missing, but he's gonna have redemption in this Shores, who is side on 10 kilometers right inside that deadly kill range. You can see a couple different ships throwing shells at him, and there you go, 3 Citadels, 19,000 damage, friendly finishes him off, and definitely a good way to start a battle. You know, Slippy's team is getting A and C, and they've got the first kill. Next up on the kill list is this Z46, and I'm gonna guess he's gonna get away here. There he goes, vanishes, reappears for a second, and disappears again. We'll see more of him later. So the next target is this Nagato. Slippy's now got HE loaded, fires the first volley, and you'll notice right away swaps to the AP. And one of the things I'm going to talk about right now, because I've seen the question come up a couple times on Reddit and other places, and particularly yesterday I saw someone who was asking, how do I get better at cruisers? I suck, I can't do damage in them, you know, my shells are hitting, I'm aiming at the waterline, but I'm never getting citadels. And the fact of the matter is, most times in a cruiser, shooting at battleships, potentially other ships as well, you don't really want to aim for the waterline. So at further ranges like this, you can see how the shells start to plunge down further out. If you're aiming for the waterline, those shells are coming in almost vertically and ricocheting. Where you want them to land is on the decks, so that they plunge right through the deck armor into the ship, and you'll get penetration damage, potentially citadels. Now if you load HE, you want to be aiming at the superstructure. That's where you're going to light fires, that's where you're going to do the damage, not shooting at the waterline. So a bit of ammunition choice matters, and I think a few too many inexperienced cruiser players kind of just like to default to HE. You can get a lot of damage, there's certainly a lot of games out there where people have managed it, and you know, I'm to blame as much as anyone. I've played my games in the Qckslvrslash where I did nothing but fire HE. I've played games in the Roon where that's pretty much all I did. And some of that comes down to the positions I was putting myself in. I just felt HE was the best thing to use. But there is always a time and place to use AP. So things are off to a decent enough start. Both teams have a cap, the scores are pretty much dead even, and Slippy's team is up a kill. They've cleared off more or less an entire flank. There is a destroyer that's position is kind of unknown. And the enemy team is a little bit spread out north of both A and B. So you can definitely take advantage of that. And the big thing I'd be thinking is he's got these 2 destroyers out in front of him. He's got some cruisers with him. Stay in a group. That way you can focus your fire and really start wiping some ships out quickly. There's an obvious concern. A DD just got spotted inside torp range, so you're thinking, are some torpedoes coming past this headland? Personally, I'd be turning in. I'd be ready for them. The other option is turn away and really open the range, and there they are. They get spotted a bit earlier, I think thanks to that Bliss's positioning, but soon enough that Slippy manages to kill his speed, get the rudder over, and duck under them. And he's still in the perfect position to just work this Mogami over. And, well, looks like that destroyer that Slippy pushed at the start wanted some revenge, rams into him, and then turns away. And it's unfortunate that the Mogami disappeared. Can Slippy get the kill at the volley? Not gonna happen. And now there's bigger things to focus on, of full health turpets. Now, once again, at these kind of ranges, AP is a great choice. If you're hitting in the right spots, you're going to do big damage. The other thing is, Slippy's got torpedoes, and you'll notice he aimed short of his gray lead indicator. And the reason he did that, I can only assume, is he knows that when the turpet spots those Yugamo torpedoes, he's going to turn in to try to dodge as many of them as possible, as he's just done. And well, that does only one thing. It turns him straight into the torpedoes that Slippy expertly aimed, and Slippy now picks up his first kill. He's at 82,000 damage, 1 kill, and things are still pretty much even in this game. Now, with a Cyclone closing in, you really have to make a decision about how you're going to play this game, and what I would do is just look around. Up at the north, you've got 2 cruisers and a battleship. The Roon and Nagato are both on pretty full health, the Mogami's on minimal. Looking over here, you've got an Atlanta, Neptune, and Colorado, and that Colorado and Atlanta are both very low health. And there's the Z-46. So personally, I would want my team to group up and push into this group over here. Mostly because this team of enemy players up in the north are so far from the battle, they're not going to be able to get back and help. So it gives you an opportunity to close in and really wipe out the bulk of the enemy team in short order, while you have the kind of additional concealment and opportunity that Cyclones present. The other reason I'd go over here is that Colorado is on pretty much 1 volley, and if he gets the time, he's going to be able to repair, or at least you can assume he's going to be able to repair. Whether he's got them left or is able to repair the damage, you don't know, but you don't want him to start doing exactly what he's done now and begin to recover damage. Because if a battleship can slip away, in the right situation you can be pretty much on no health and come back right to full, if all the damage happens to be from fires and floods. And I know I've managed it. I've gotten a little over aggressive in some of my BBs to start a game off, so I just turn away, kind of sail off to the corner of the map, cycle through my repairs, and come back as a fresh ship able to help my team. And I really do like what this Moss and Bliss are doing. They're staying out ahead. They know they've got to be there and help detect, but they're not getting so far away that the second they detect a ship, they're going to be helpless. You know, that Moss is within 1 kilometer of Slippy, so anything he detects is going to be just before Slippy can get shots on it, and it means he's got cover. And that's very important. Now you notice Slippy just switched over to HE, and I'm guessing he did so anticipating seeing that Z-46 quite soon. He also knows there's an Atlanta on pretty low health, and unfortunately the ship that appears is the Neptune. And he he does land a good hit, 3,300 damage and a fire. He's got hydroactive because he's anticipating torpedoes coming his way. Fires a volley at AP, and look at that damage. 3 Citadels, wipes the Neptune out. Next target, Colorado. Slippy's got his hydroactive, as I just mentioned, because he's expecting torpedoes, and there they are. And you can see the 2 destroyers now detected either by his hydroacoustics or potentially by that Bismarck. And it's a little unfortunate Slippy eats a torpedo there, but he's got damage control, he's got repair, no biggie. You know, pretty much no damage. And now you've got a bit of a decision. Do you go for A and kind of leave this Bismarck? Or do you loop back and try to help, or do you try flanking? Now Slippy is going to go with the flank. The Moss laid a smoke there, so the Bismarck just has to get forward and he has cover. And the other thing that is going to be really important is this Moss has hydro as well. So right now, Slippy's is detecting the Z-46. But the second it runs out, that Moss is going to be able to come in and help, assuming he goes that way. And it looks like he got turned off by some torpedoes, but well, Slippy's got this Z-46 on lockdown. And the one thing I am concerned about is he is backing out, and I can only assume it's to launch torpedoes, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do so. Now the Tashkent, who's been firing away, keeps momentarily getting spotted by this friendly cruiser over here who is getting himself into trouble. You can see it's 3-on-1 right now. Not a great situation. And Slippy's not in range to shoot the Tashkent, but he does get his hydro on the Qckslvrslash for just a split second before it runs out. Lights a fire, forcing the repair. And, well, now he's got the Tashkent to worry about. And at 7 kilometers, you know, there's nothing that Tash can do to really dodge any of these shells. No amount of maneuvering is really going to save him here. And there he goes. Slippy picks up the Kraken just after his Confederate, and the Qckslvr's once again spotted, this time by the Moss. Down in the south, probably has his hydroactive, and has that Qckslvr lit up like a Christmas tree. Slippy gets another fire on it. You can see the damage ticking down. The shells are in the air, but the Moss finishes him off. And it's all you need. The kill is done. Things are looking good. It's 5-on-3. And the thing I will point out right now is Slippy's detected. The Nagato to his north has, you know, sailed into that 8 kilometers of the Cyclone. But the Nagato's friendly cruiser is sailing to the south. He's moving further and further from being able to support this Nagato. And 1-on-1, this is a fight, you know, that I'm pretty confident Slippy's going to win. Nagato is a tier 7 against a tier 9 cruiser, and the other thing is he's inside torpedo range. So Slippy's kind of just got to stay more or less bow in, and I'll point out once again, he's not directly bow in. He's got his bow kind of, you know, 10 to 15 degrees to this Nagato, obviously opening it more. The Nagato fired his main batteries, he's getting all those guns on him. And look at that hit, 8,400 damage, all AP. And just like I was talking about at the beginning of the game, you know, it's about the right ammo and picking your targets. You'll notice Slippy's aiming high. He's aiming for the superstructure of the ship, not the belt line, because at this angle, those shells are bouncing. But in the superstructure, they'll penetrate and get damage. He's getting like 5,000 damage average per volley here, which means 1 or 2 more he should have it. And bad roll there leaves him on 250 health, 5 health. But the Roon's got a really decent reload. Gets the kill, and that's another ship down. And it's pretty much a textbook example of how to work a battleship over in a cruiser. You know, don't give them your side. Stay 10-15 degrees, you know, bow in, use your armor, bounce their shells, make yourself harder to hit, and capitalize on the fact that battleships have a long reload. That's how you're going to win the game. And more specifically, the engagement. So we've got 5 minutes left in this battle, and I do not suspect it is going that long. And see an enemy cruiser. Slippy is trying to close. Don't know which one it is. I'm assuming it's the Roon. I assume this simply because this was the last known spot of the Mogami, and he was on next to no health. So I think he kind of sailed around, tried to capture C, and despite the friendlies getting the Roon got torps off and finished that friendly Bismarck. So now it's 2-on-1. And if I didn't already know that that Mogami is on very low health, I'd be a little hesitant. I wouldn't go hunting. I would just sit back, let myself capture points. You know, this Yugamo, who's survived the whole battle, despite being AFK to start it off, he's got great detection. Let him do the hunting. But I can assume Slippy paid attention, knows the Mogami doesn't have a lot of health. He's got plenty. So as long as he doesn't need a whole slew of torpedoes at any point here, he's going to be able to get this guy. Well, hopefully. I mean, time is running out and the Mogami is not a slow ship. But he does get spotted, looks like by Slippy's plane. And, well, he's in a no-win situation. He's got to do something aggressive, hope for a lucky detonation or something to try and win this game. Or he could sail away and try to stat pad, you know, keeping his kill-death ratio a little higher, but, you know, you got to do the honorable thing. Go engage, give yourself the chance for a little more damage or a kill to end the battle. Running away just slows the thing down for everyone. Now that Yugi, he throws a wide spread, but not going to have the opportunity. Slippy lines him up, one turret facing forward, and it's all he needs.
Wir haben einen gegnerischen Kreuzer versenkt.
And quite the performance from Slippy. 408,000 credits, 5,500 XP, Confederate Kraken high caliber, 168,000 damage, and 7 kills. But what I almost enjoyed more was it was a very high damage cruiser game that didn't rely on kiting and spamming HE. You can have some pretty astounding results with that, but it's always more fun to get in there, mix it up, use your AP, use your torps, and just wreck things at close range. And this ship can definitely do it, and if you manage your bow angles, you're going to be bouncing a lot of the damage coming your way anyways, so you can just sail right through it and repair the bit of damage you do take. And, well, it should come as no surprise that Slippy topped his team in this one. With those medals, that much damage, and 7 kills, not much anyone else on his team could do to come close. You know, almost 1,000-point difference between them. Anyways, thank you, Slippy, very much for sending this one in. Sorry it took so long to get up, but I had a whole bunch of Roon videos all at the same time. I've kind of got to space them out. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash, and I'll have another one for you guys later.